Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. As expected, EA is changing some things with our newest game mode in FC26, the Gauntlet. It's allowing everybody this time around to get a very nice reward card that in previous weeks would have been very tough to get, and not to mention some very timely and needed rewards. Guys, I honestly said yesterday in the stream that the rewards from the new Gauntlet may be better and more worth it than playing FUT Champs for how much time that you have to put in. We're going to talk about that today, but the real conversation looking forward has to do with new heroes coming into the game as soon as this week, gameplay changes acknowledged by EA, and a silver evo that has been leaked that is making some of the most popular silver cards go up a lot in value. And of course, we're going to talk about the Ultimate Scream Team and investments in some of these cards, how I like some of it, and how I'm still not so sure about others of them. We're going to talk about it all today, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Now, let's get in with yesterday's content on Monday, which Mondays are usually decently slow days. The Gauntlet was the big piece of content yesterday. One small thing before we actually get into all the new SBCs is this Jordi Alba has been extended. They gave him a couple of extra days of completion time because he was only out originally for 1 week. I know it's not the most expensive SBC, but I wanted to mention that because that is nice to have more time to complete that SBC. Now, our first upgrade SBC we got yesterday was the 79 plus ×2. Of course, we were expecting an upgrade pack, but we're hoping for one that would take away our gold commons. Right now, if you're doing a lot of the BPM and League SBC pack grind, you're going to end up with a lot of gold commons, and instead of just putting them into the regular gold upgrade packs that we have year-round that we can do and are decent, we were looking for something a little bit better. Unfortunately, we take 6 rares only into this SBC and get a 79 ×2 back. Now, honestly, I did a set of 10 of these yesterday from my club. I did get a decent amount of 83s and 84s. They were streaky though. The first couple I opened, I got a lot of 83s and 4s, and I was like, let's go, this is worth it. And then the next ones that I didn't have too many players above 80 in them. So I'm still going to just complete these sporadically throughout the week, but it's not the most insane upgrade there, although it did increase from a 78 to a 79 this week. We still wait for the first player picks of the year. That's when things could really cook, especially if there's gold commons required in those. Now, the player SBC yesterday was Yannick Carrasco and friends, as we'll call it. It's a 3-squad SBC for a former Ultimate Scream card. Was it FIFA 17 or 18 that he had an Ultimate Scream card back in the day? 4-star, 4-star for Carrasco. And maybe you want to skip this SBC, and I would have too, except when you click into the card, there's 2 more players from his team, Al Othman and Maki, that are also a part of this SBC. For an 83, 83, and 85 rated squad with the team of the week, you get all 3 of these cards done. I mean, even at the very least, just taking the 2 84 rated Scream cards in here for just an 83 rated squad isn't a terrible deal. So I know most people are looking to skip this, but all 3 players are from the same club, I believe. And I think that's actually a pretty interesting SBC when you take a look at it right there. So that Carrasco yesterday comes with 2 extra bonus cards, I guess you could call it. And since we're talking about SBCs, let's take a quick look at fodder. Guys, the low tier on fodder is what is starting to shine now the most. 83s are consistently selling on the market for $850 and above, 900, 950 coins. You can see here on the sales list, if you invested in 83s, your time is now to be listing those up for 1.1 to 1.2K because there are profits coming in there. If you actually take a look at the market, 83s are selling for lazies at those prices. Keep listing them up. You'll get those sales, especially today, tomorrow, for sure. On those 83s, they could rise up and hit 1,000 coins today. Maybe. We'll see, because that 83 or the 85 to 87 pack is still refreshing every single day. 84s are starting to rise as well, but the high tier part of the market, the 88s, kind of the hype for these cards is cooling down a little bit, and I want to talk about why. Of course, we had the big SBCs over the weekend with the Pogba, we've had the Busquets, we've had the Jordi Alba, we've had a lot of big, more expensive player SBCs, but kind of all those big names have come out now, and whether they've been hyped or not, they're out, and there's not anything new that people would be maybe chasing after, except for a potential player of the month, Mbappe, again. He's in the voting. I believe the voting closed now for La Liga Player of the Month, and now we're just waiting to see who ends up getting in and who ends up winning that award, and therefore getting into the game as an SBC. If Mbappe wins again, they're going to have to drop, what, another version of him, a 92 rated player of the month, which would be crazy, and it would still give some demand for some of these higher rated cards. Do I think fodder drops off a lot if Mbappe doesn't win and then somebody else gets the SBC? I don't think it drops off a ton, because also still this week you do have very important SBCs refreshing. Like on Wednesday, the icon pack is going to refresh, and then the hero pack, of course, will refresh on the weekend. So fodder is still going to be in demand, but it's these kind of SBCs that are going to make the fodder move more now than the players will. The players are keeping the price up. These SBCs are doing some of that as well. But for the next refresh of these, that's when you'd expect fodder to rise again. It's not really dropping, it's just kind of staying there. So if you still have fodder and you're invested from way back when, you can maybe sell later on this week on Wednesday when that icon pack refreshes. That would be my expectation there. Now let's talk about the big news from yesterday's content on Monday. Guys, it was the Gauntlet, and we knew that it was coming, right? Because every other Monday, I guess we should say, the Ultimate Gauntlet drops. And this time around, it is 14 entries, but that's all that we get. It's not 14 entries per day. They changed it up, right? The Gauntlets before would give you like 3 or 5 entries per day. Then you, of course, have 3 games because a Gauntlet is 3 different rounds. This time, you've got 14 entries, 3 games for each entry. So that means you have 42 games in total to complete the objective set, which is different. And this is what everybody's talking about, because as EA mentioned in their last patch, they're trying to make some of the more tournament and Gauntlet rewards more user-friendly for everybody, not just for competitive players. And that's why this Benzema literally can be completed by everybody. You could go into this Gauntlet mode and rubber band a bunch of games. All you have to do is score in 5, 6, or 9 matches. Score in 9 matches and play 12. And this Benzema card is yours. Because of this objective, there are 10 different individual segments to complete, and all you have to do is complete 8 of them to get Benzema and some of the evolution consumables that we have here. And this Benzema card looks fantastic, by the way. Low driven plus, 86 shooting, 85 dribbling. He's going to be a fantastic finisher inside of the box. His passing is solid as well. A lot of people are liking this card. If we take a look at some of the other stats and playstyles, he's got incisive finesse. He's got relentless first touch and game changer. What more do you need on a striker? He's got classic 10 and false 9++. He's 4-star, 4-star. Awesome card, right? Maybe lacking a little pace, need a couple of hunters or an engine on the card, but still a very nice free card for a pretty big name player as well. And that's what's nice about it. That's the nice thing about this change to this mode, is that you can get this Benzema card no matter what your skill level is, basically, because there's 42 games and all you have to do, the hardest part, is score in 9 matches, and you can rubber band the rest. That's what a lot of people are going to be doing that don't care to try to get all the rewards and just want to get the Benzema. Now also, it's not just about Benzema here, guys. Some of these rewards give coins, give players. There's 10,000 coins of actual coin value in here just for playing the game. So a little bit of market injection there with the coins from EA, including a big reward here with this Jockey Plus, max 84 overall evolution. This one, of course, got a lot of people interested yesterday with cards they've already evolved, like Mickey Van de Ven Evo, who's 84 rated, Kamavinga as a midfielder or a left back Evo, who's 83 rated or 84 rated. This is a very good one. Of course, Jockey being buffed recently and boosted in game, they're giving us a Jockey Plus, right? That's very good. That's awesome. And some of the other Evos in here, right mid, inside forward, plus. And then you get down here to all the 83 times 10 packs. Guys, there are 4 83 times 10s that you could potentially earn if you complete all of these objectives. And this became the real equation yesterday, trying to figure out how to play this Ultimate Gauntlet 3 and complete all 10 of the objectives at the same time so that you could get everything. I kind of don't like to say this, it's unfortunate, but yesterday, there were people that were saying that you just don't have to claim some of the other objectives, and then you could get these last couple done and then claim those instead of the others. No, once you get 8 of these unlocked, once you play 12, score in 9, and do all the easy ones, you won't be able to unlock the other ones, and you will get Benzema, and you will miss out on some of the 83 times 10s. So if you want to try to get crazy with this and play your matches in a specific way to get all the 83 times 10s, you can. You just have to be kind of specific with how you play them. Now, I also want to mention there was this tweet going around yesterday with kind of a formula of how you do it. But again, this does require you to kind of be able to win games on demand and be able to get perfect rounds and get that perfect round as soon as you can. You have to go 3 of 3 or 2 of 3 in round 1. In round 2, you have to go again 2 or 3 of 3. And then in the next round, you basically have to rubber band. And then from that, you have to basically try to get these last 3 objectives, the triple double, play 12, and score in 9 matches, all on their last game before you win that last game. Of course, you would play and you would score in that match as well. And then you could get all 4 of the 83 times 10s. Here's what I would tell you. Try to get 3 of them, or just play it out normally, and as you go, you're at least going to get 2, and that's going to be very good. There also were some frustrations and some inconsistencies with this triple-double specific objective here. It was not counting correctly. People were just winning 4 matches, and it would count it, and it would give them the reward for this. So if you want to get crazy with it, you can. If you don't, then don't try to go through that math and try to figure all that out. But of course, we're the FIFA community. When we see 83 by 10s in here, we want to try to get as many of them as we possibly can. And since this objective is just complete 8, you have to get multiple objectives done at the same time to get all of the rewards. So it's a bit of an equation to do that. But let's be honest. 2 83 10s, 3, 4, however many you get, these are very timely rewards, because right now with the 85 to 87 upgrade packs, what have we been talking about? Investing in 83s. That's perfect. You open one of those 83 times 10s, at least the cards that you would call fodder from that pack, which is going to be half the pack, most of them you're going to get 83s, right? Those go boom straight into this SBC, which then you can upgrade into the 85 to 87s, maybe pack a promo card or craft a player SBC. So that is very timely rewards. And like I said earlier, man, those are almost as good of rewards, if not better than FUT Champs, with the amount of time and grind you have to put in versus the payout that you get. So I love the Gauntlet. I'm super excited to be playing that today. I didn't play yesterday because I was finishing Weekend League. I'm getting my team sort of figured out, my 3 different squads here, and I'm looking forward to playing that because that is definitely my favorite game mode in this game. Now, let's move on to talking about the market a bit with Ultimate Scream cards. Guys, yesterday, if you saw, there was a huge price rise on Ultimate Scream Peter Crouch. He was 50 to 52,000 coins, and he went all the way to 72K. This was a huge investment run up, and also probably some pure demand in there as people just want to try out this card because it looks freaking crazy. But that has me interested today in picking up a couple of these, not for necessarily long-term holds, but maybe for some quick flips. I think people find a lot of intrigue with these cards with the upgrades that are incoming. Again, I don't know if I buy somebody like I just did in buying Karchawi. I just picked her up for 377,000 coins, I think on a bid, because yesterday she was the same price down here in the 370s, and she went all the way to 416K yesterday after content, right? That's one of the cards that I bought today, not necessarily for a longer term hold to wait until the upgrades next week for the Roll Plus and the 99 stats, but more so just a trade. Now, for the investment side of things, Tella, Muller, the cheap cards that we've been shouting, Fornals, Da Costa, and those players, those are ones you buy one, you stick in the club, and you just let it stick. You don't worry about the prices that much, and then next week, when they get the stat upgrades, you hopefully sell for some profits. That's the easy investment with some of these cards right here. Now, for some of the other ones, like Mascherano and Kimmich, I think those are more short-term flips, and if people are going out and investing in a lot of these today, after seeing how Crouch did yesterday, that's why I think there could be some movements here today, and Weekend League rewards are ending. The last bit of main supply from Weekend League rewards is coming in for these cards. I think they could be moving up in price, and I think that's the way I would look at it today. I don't know if you want to buy an Mbumo for 200K and then put it in your club, put it in your team, and hold it into next week. We don't know what this Ultimate Scream Team 2 is going to look like. We don't know what other SBCs are coming or evolutions are coming out just yet for this weekend. So I'm a little bit leery of investing on the more expensive cards, even the middle tier cards, just because we don't know what's coming out yet. But for those of you that maybe just want to get one of those for your team and look at those prices, have been watching those prices, I do think it's a decent time to be looking into that. I'm also just looking at out-of-pack special cards for continuous flips. But like I mentioned with the leaks, that's the one thing right now that's kind of got me a little bit hesitant on the market. Yesterday, we were buying a lot of cards. We were flipping. There were some good profits. There were some cards that didn't move, but there were a lot of good profits. Today and tomorrow, remember the leaks that we had last week for Ultimate Scream? There was a lot of them. They were crazy. And last week, even on Monday, we had leaks for who was going to be in Ultimate Scream Team 1. We haven't had a word yet. I think that might change today. And if that does, that could impact the market a little bit. So I'm being just a little bit more cautious on this game today in terms of the market. You see, I don't have all my coins invested. I just have a couple of cards that I've bought, and we'll see how the market does today and go from there. Now, speaking of leaks, there was a bit of a teaser yesterday, and this got all of the talk going about the new heroes that are coming to FC26 and coming, some of them, in this next Season 2 and with this next promo of Ultimate Scream. This is ASY Foot Trader tweeting out this prediction. Notice, again, it says prediction in the graphic. These are all of the new heroes, allegedly, that are coming to FC26. Guys like Quaresma, De Rossi, Salgado, Aymar, Zamora. We've known that these cards are coming into the game. If you actually search in the transfer market, you can see Pablo Aymar is there. Ricardo Quaresma is there. These cards are coming to the game, but we just don't know when. Originally, and this is the feeling that we kind of got from EA, maybe this was just the community and ourselves misunderstanding what they were saying, we thought that all of the base versions for these heroes would be coming in Season 2. But upon further, diving into EA's prior statements in the launch update pitch notes from earlier this year, they said that the new FC26 heroes will arrive through foot campaigns, which means through promo cards across the cycle starting in Season 2. So we might not get all the Quaresma, De Rossi, Aymar, and Zamora this week with Ultimate Scream Team 2, and when they get dropped, it may not even be and probably won't be their base hero cards. It'll be special versions or Ultimate Scream versions of those cards. They also mentioned that this would include the Bayern Hero vote winner, so whoever won from that vote would be included in these campaigns that they're going to release these cards in. So the question is, how is that going to look? Well, we kind of saw it already last year. Remember how we had Abarbo, Gervinho, and Doumbia? They were released as the Streets Won't Forget cards in the promo of Foot Birthday, but at the same time, they had the Foot Birthday hero cards that were in packs, at the very same time when they were first, introduced in. So that may be how it ends up working. And then they had base cards they were added in later on, or maybe Maradona is a better example, because Maradona had a base card that was added in later on where it was his grassroots great card that came in first, but then his 95 rated card was added, into the game, a couple weeks after that. Beckenbauer last year too, the same example. Icons added with a promo card first, and then their base hero card dropped after that, because we still have, this is Aymar's official card. Tiki Taka 84 pace. This is a leak from the very beginning of, or late August, before the game was out. These hero stats for their base versions have already been calculated and decided. It's just more so now a waiting game as to when these are going to drop. So what I would watch out for today is maybe some official names of the new heroes that are going to be coming with this Season 2 and also Team 2 of Ultimate Scream. But again, watch out for leaks today, because I think there's going to be more news related to that. Now, speaking of news, EA was tweeting a lot yesterday, and a lot about gameplay, which is mostly what this FC Direct Communication account tweets about. A lot of people have been saying that the game is having problems on PC for online games. A lot of you guys in the chat yesterday when we were streaming, when this was tweeted, were very happy to see EA mention this. But this workaround they posted here that's going to fix the online gameplay disconnect issues actually doesn't work, according to people in game. They said here, though, it's FC26 version 1.1.2. So I don't know if that's the only thing that's going to be changing in this update, but we'll have to see. They also mentioned a little change about challengers, and this is where it gets interesting, right? They said they're continuing to monitor our feedback on the big title update that they just introduced, of course, with controlled sprint being a big topic of this discussion. They mentioned that there were 5,000 responses in Discord on how people felt about it, and they will look to provide an update over the next couple of weeks after going through some additional data sources. And this guy right here screenshotted what this was showing. Most people in the Discord were voting they preferred the previous version of the controlled sprint dribbling. Very, very unanimous vote there, 64% on the votes. So that's very interesting to see. And then also, this is even bigger in my opinion. This was kind of a bombazo from EA yesterday. We've been receiving a lot of feedback on goalkeeper movement. Let us know your thoughts in the latest Discord poll. Wow, goalkeeper movement has been one of those things that people have been debating for a long time, a couple years now since it's been added in. And I think this year it's maybe even a bigger conversation, because it feels like sometimes when you move the keeper, you still get the save even if you move the keeper the wrong way in some circumstances. And I think it's something that just constantly gets people frustrated on the game, is being able to manually control your goalkeeper. I don't know if they're going to take it out or if they're going to, just like nerf it a little bit. That's yet to be determined. But the fact that they're asking about this is kind of like, whoa, okay, this is kind of crazy. Are we about to have some changes to goalkeeper movement? So that's something we're kind of keeping our eye on. But just speaking of gameplay for a second, I know a lot of people have been saying recently that they're not liking the gameplay. I just finished up my champs run. There were some good things. There were some bad things. A lot of people are saying that left stick dribbling feels different. And at first I was kind of like, really? I feel it like, I think it's the same, right? That's how I felt on Thursday when the patch dropped. Maybe it's the way people are just playing differently after the patch, or maybe it is something in the regular left stick dribbling that has changed too. But I don't know, there is some little part of it that seems maybe just a smidgen worse. So I'm kind of siding with you guys on that one after I was kind of disagreeing in the first place. I've definitely noticed after playing more games, even right now before making this video, that the left stick was just a little bit different. So I think what happens with the game after a big patch like this is, when we had the game in a spot where we liked it, or if we did, when it changes from there, it's just very easy to get frustrated. And also, just to be completely honest, this is the time of the year where usually there is a patch that happens and we do get frustrated with the game to some degree anyway, like every year. So hopefully EA is doing what they're going to continue to do the whole feedback thing, make the changes that we want, not just the changes that we maybe wanted and then actually didn't end up liking with the R1 sprint dribble. So we'll just have to see on that one. Gameplay is a very contentious point at the moment, 100%. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comments on that, positive and negative. Now, the last thing to talk about is obviously back to content here. We're going to look at an Evo leak. Yesterday, there was a silver Evo that was leaked. It's a defending Evo. It didn't necessarily say that only center backs could be put into this, but it's a big upgrade for defending, physical, stamina, reactions, and composure, plus 10s and 15s, and it gives block and anticipate silver base play styles. El Yamik does fit. Now, we've had a couple of silver Evos already this year, and those silver Evos have taken your silver player above 74 rated, which makes them a gold. Personally, for me, I like it when the silvers stay silvers, especially because we're going to still need, I believe, silver teams and silver squads as we level up through the year and through the season. I think we're still going to be, of course, we're getting the silver superstar icons, right? That means we still need silver teams, or else EA wouldn't be giving those out to us anymore. But this silver Evo could be intriguing because El Yamik's very overpowered. He might already have block. Does he have anticipate? Yeah, he's anticipate. He does not have block, but he's already got 6 playstyles, so he may not even be able to get a playstyle boost through this Evo, but he fits in terms of a stat boost, allegedly. And that's going to be an interesting Evo for center backs. If there are only silvers that fit, we'll just have to see how this ends up looking, but that's kind of the only leaked Evo that we do have at the moment from what I've seen. There could be more news regarding that, but I wanted to mention that one. Guys, it just seems like we're waiting for a lot of leaks, like about Team 2, about evolutions, about all that sort of stuff, because it was last week this time where we were like, oh dip, Ultimate Scream's about to drop, and there's a lot of stuff that is leaked, and it's going crazy. We'll see if Team 2 continues with the hype that this Team 1 has. Hopefully, it doesn't drop off or die off in terms of the hype. With the SBCs and the Evos, it's going to be hard to top this Team 1 week 1, especially with the Pogba and the Jordi Alba Busquets and stuff like that, and some of the Evos that we've had, but hopefully they can at least keep it on par. Now, let's just quickly cover what content we're expecting today on Tuesday. Tuesday's upgrade pack day, right? The 80 plus times 5 is going away, and that means something's going to replace this, right? Was it 2 weeks ago we had the 83 times 2? Maybe we'll get something with a little bit higher of a guarantee. I just hope that it, again, requires an 82 rated squad. That's the perfect spot right now for that lower tier 82 and 81 rated fodder in this game. In my opinion, that's a great, if they refresh the 80 plus times 5, I wouldn't be too mad about it. So watch out for something replacing this today. Player SBC wise, we still have not got the icon player pick with the Pires, with the Luis Hernandez, and the Paul Scholes. We also still do have a couple of other Ultimate Screen players like this Wolves center back Krejci that is still there as well. Those are predicted stats, so it's not official. I don't know if we've seen official stats for him. I think there's one other player, 2 other players, because Bahoya is out there as well. So maybe one of those player SBCs would be today on Tuesday. And then other than that, it should be just the refresh of the Flash Rush event. Tuesdays have been decently slow in the past couple of weeks, which has been good for the market some weeks, but it's also not been good for the market some weeks. What I'd say is use today as a catch-up day, get some objectives done. If the new rush points refreshing today interests you, maybe, combine that after content with the flash rush event, because you can get both of those done, get some packs at the very same time, and get that Owen Wolf card there from Austin FC. Guys, I just finished with 8 wins for the 4th weekend league in a row. Same record every single time. We're going to open these rewards today on the stream. I will catch you guys there for that. If you want to see those, make sure you come through. Link down below for the Twitch in the description. Of course, we'll be here live on YouTube as well. And we'll see what news we get today. There might be some, man. We'll see. The leakers, they coordinate these things to some degree. We'll see if they start posting about Ultimate Scream Team 2, the new season, guys. We've already seen some Evo leaks. We're going to be talking about that very soon, probably as early as tomorrow. But it is coming, and the new season means probably a lot of changes and a lot of new rewards, and that's a coin transfer card. EA got them, right? All right, guys, that's it from me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys in the stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.